Hi, welcome to our channel Good News. If you follow science and technology news, you may be aware that the United States hubris has not only disturbed the free growth of the global semiconductor industry, but has also resulted in unavoidable losses for the world's major technological corporations. As a result of continuous conversations and hard efforts by firms such as Huawei, TSMC, Qualcomm, and ASML, Qualcomm's chip supply has witnessed a minor recovery. Even if Qualcomm obtains approval to export 4G processors, it may still preserve Huawei's fundamental business lines. According to recent reports, when Huawei gives a press presentation in September, it may be equipped with Qualcomm's 5G CPU Snapdragon 778G. In other words, Qualcomm may formally begin supply to Huawei next month, implying that Huawei will soon be free of the chip shortage. Even in this state, we are more concerned with whether Huawei's own business lines can continue as usual, such as if the self-developed Kirin chip of Huawei's HiSilicon can be produced. As we all know, Huawei's mid to high-end models often include its own Kirin CPUs. Huawei's high-end smartphones have earned a strong name in the industry, thanks not only to the support of domestic drivers, but also to the high-quality experience provided by the Kirin chip's performance. The point is that TSMC, which holds the first chip manufacturing technology, must get a supply license as a requirement for the restoration of Huawei's Kirin chip foundry. As a result, various media publications have made the logical forecast that TSMC will supply Huawei. Is there a chance for TSMC to restart foundry now that Qualcomm's entire supply is on the way? For starters, Qualcomm's repeated higher appeals have yielded preliminary results, and TSMC may follow suit. Qualcomm's scream appears to have played a factor in the present results. Despite the fact that Qualcomm is the world's top chip design business and has secured the #1 position in the global mobile chip market, Qualcomm's success is dependent entirely on its acceptance of the Chinese market. You may be aware that, in addition to Apple and Samsung, domestic mobile phone manufacturers such as Huawei, Xiaomi, Oppo, Vivo, and OnePlus account for the majority of the global mobile phone market share, with the last four manufacturers' mid to high-end models primarily equipped with Qualcomm processing chip, which grew its market share. Qualcomm must actively embrace the Chinese market if it is to continue to increase or preserve its market share. As a result, the replacement of domestic chips is an unavoidable trend in the long term, and Qualcomm is concerned that its market share will be divided. Similarly, not only will the 28nm lithography machine go off the assembly line at the end of this year, but the domestically made lithography machine will attain 14nm mass production next year, dividing TSMC's share. Furthermore, Shanghai Microelectronics' new generation lithography equipment has finished technical testing and certification, indicating that localized substitution would be available sooner than predicted. To stabilize its position, TSMC can follow Qualcomm's lead and apply for a license for the foundry of Huawei's 4G Kirin processors. The second is conditional exchange. To begin, TSMC constructs manufacturing lines to replace labor permits. We all know that TSMC fulfills the majority of Qualcomm's orders, and that TSMC has received a portion of Intel's orders for the whole layout. In other words, chip manufacturing technology in the United States is backward, and 7nm and lower processes cannot be accomplished at this time. Previously, the US urged TSMC to establish 5nm and 3nm high-end chip production lines in their own nation. They were naturally interested in TSMC's sophisticated process manufacturing technologies. In this situation, Media speculation predicts that TSMC will be able to develop plants in return for licenses to replace workers. It's also a possibility. After all, the US is concerned about high-end semiconductor production capabilities. Furthermore, Qualcomm processors will be used instead of Huawei's Kirin chips. Huawei, Apple, Qualcomm, and Samsung are well-known names in the world of high-end semiconductors. Among these, the 5nm chip Kirin 9000 based on EUV technology was the first to hit the market. As a result, this is sufficient to demonstrate the research and development capability of homegrown chips. Furthermore, the potential of 5G technology are widely understood. Insiders in the industry expect that TSMC's foundry license will be gained through chip replacement. In other words, because all Huawei phones are outfitted with Qualcomm's 5G processors, Kirin chips cannot be used. Huawei chips mark a watershed moment. Is there a chance for TSMC to restart foundry now that Qualcomm's entire supply is on the way? Although this reasoning may be useful in the near term, the author feels that this approach is not realistic. Huawei's chairman has said unequivocally that HiSilicon's chip research and development will continue in any circumstance. Furthermore, the crucial aspect is that the locally set objective of 70% chip autonomy must be met without fail. As a result, regardless of the accuracy of the reported 5G chip recovery, the key objective is to completely achieve the local replacement of chip design, manufacturing, and lithography equipment, which is a long-term advantage. China has surmounted several challenges and advanced the chip production and manufacturing process, which is also a symbol of the Chinese nation's spirit of self-reliance and self-reliance. Faced with a present scarcity of local chips and a lack of mature chip production and manufacturing technologies, China can unify the strength of all walks of life through constant study. The method of independent chip manufacture has been considerably improved in a short period of time, promoting the growth of China's science and technology. Advanced chip manufacture has the potential to propel China's high-end manufacturing economy to unprecedented heights. Huawei is expected to attain complete self-sufficiency in chip manufacture in the future, eliminating the need for semiconductor foundries. Thanks for watching in this video. You can add your ideas or suggestions below. Please keep following our channel and like our videos.